Have you ever entered someone's home and wondered how they managed to keep it so clean? For example, are they quietly scouring baseboards at midnight? Or do they have a secret cleaning team hiding in the closet? This is the reality I've observed, particularly with older people who always appear to have their houses in order. We're all cleaning just as well as they are. They aren't spending every Saturday struggling with a sponge and a mop. They simply follow these little routines every day that keep everything tidy without making cleaning their second job. I'm going to reveal 10 of those small secrets to you today. The dull, self-evident advice you've heard 100 times isn't what these are. Once you give them a try, they're witty, useful, and, to be honest, rather transformative. Additionally, if you stay, you might even learn a few tips that will help you clean your property effortlessly by nightfall. First of all, they reset rather than thoroughly clean. What most people don't know about those who always appear to have tidy homes is this. They're not polishing silverware until midnight or cleaning baseboards every Saturday. Not at all. They're doing something far simpler and more intelligent. They restart. Consider it this way. Your home ultimately functions similarly to a stage following a performance. It looks a touch lived in now that the actors, you, the grandchildren, and the dog that believes he owns the couch have all done their part. Simply defined, a reset is rearranging the stage so that you won't trip over yesterday's props when the performance begins tomorrow. A senior guy once told me that he carries a little basket around his living room before going to bed. Everything that doesn't belong goes in the basket, including magazines, reading glasses, and the one slipper he managed to take off in the middle of napa. He then takes a moment to arrange things in their proper places. He joked, "I like to think of myself as the stage crew. I don't star in the show anymore, but I sure make the set look good." It's such a simple trick, but it works like magic. The reset doesn't take an hour. It doesn't even take half an hour. 10 minutes tops. The next morning, instead of being greeted by clutter and feeling behind before your day even starts, you're walking into calm. And here's the beauty. You don't get that mountain of mess problem anymore. You know, the one where dishes pile up for 3 days until you need a pep talk just to tackle the sink. A reset stops that from happening. It's like brushing your teeth. Small effort daily, big payoff later. 2. They have micro-cleaning moments. Now, let's talk about the second secret, micro-cleaning moments. This one makes me smile, because once you start noticing them, you realize they're everywhere. Seniors with clean homes don't save cleaning for some mythical Saturday deep clean session that never actually happens. Instead, they squeeze in these teeny tiny moments of cleaning throughout the day. It's sneaky. You barely even realize you're doing it. For example, I know a lady who swears her sink is always clean because she has this rule. If she's waiting for the kettle to boil, she wipes down the counters. That's it. No, I'll get to it later. Just boom. 2 minutes, done. And it works because those 2 minutes repeated day after day keep the mess from snowballing. Another man said he uses commercial breaks as his secret weapon. When the TV show cuts to ads, he'll fold the laundry, take out the trash, or sweep the crumbs under the table. He laughed and said, "By the time the news is over, my house looks like elves came through." Spoiler, the elves are me. And honestly, micro-cleaning feels better than marathon cleaning. Let's be real. Nobody wakes up thinking, "Oh boy, I can't wait to scrub the bathroom for an hour." But wiping the mirror after you brush your teeth, that's painless. Wiping the stove right after frying eggs instead of letting grease fossilize until next week, that's painless too. It's like taking little sips of cleaning instead of chugging the whole glass at once. And here's the funny part. You don't just end up with a cleaner house, you end up with more free time, because those small actions save you from those dreaded half-the-day-gone cleaning sprees later on. So yeah, the seniors with tidy homes aren't necessarily more disciplined than the rest of us. They're just sly. They weave cleaning into the natural pauses of life. Waiting for the microwave, waiting for the coffee, waiting for the dog to finish sniffing the same bush for the 20th time. 3. They simplify what they own. You ever notice how some people's homes feel instantly calmer the moment you walk in? It's not because they've scrubbed every corner. It's because they just don't have mountains of stuff lying around. Seniors with clean homes have learned the magic of simplifying what they own. Now, I'm not talking about living like a monk with one spoon and a yoga mat. I mean, they figured out which things actually matter to them, and they let go of the rest. One senior lady put it beautifully. I spent the first half of my life collecting things, and the second half realizing I didn't need half of them. The truth is, the more stuff you own, the more stuff owns you. Every single item is something to dust, wipe, move, or trip over. You don't need 6 mixing bowls if you always grab the same 2. You don't need a closet full of maybe I'll wear this again outfits if your go-to is that comfy pair of jeans and your favorite cardigan. And honestly, nobody needs a drawer full of pens that don't even write anymore. But don't ask me why we all seem to have one. One widower I knew downsized to a small condo after his wife passed, and he told me something that stuck. When I got rid of all the extras, I realized I wasn't just cleaning less. I was worrying less. It's like the house could finally breathe again. And that's the hidden benefit here. It's not just about less dusting. It's about less stress. A simpler home means fewer decisions, fewer piles, and fewer, where the heck did I put that? Moments. So, the secret isn't having a spotless home. It's having less stuff to mess up in the first place. Honestly, half the battle is not letting clutter through the front door. Or as one old-timer joked, I don't buy things I don't need because that's just future dust waiting for me. 4. They use strategic landing zones. Now, let me tell you about one of the cleverest tricks seniors with clean homes use. They don't fight their habits. They outsmart them. And the way they do it is by creating what I call landing zones. Think about it. You walk into your house, keys in one hand, mail in the other, maybe groceries dangling off your arm. Where do all those things land? For most people, it's wherever gravity takes them. Keys on the couch, mail on the counter, bags on the floor. Before you know it, the place looks like a yard sale exploded. But the seniors with tidy homes, they set up little designated spots for the things they know are going to get dumped anyway. A basket by the door for keys and wallets. A tray on the entry table for mail. A shoe rack right where the shoes always pile up. It sounds ridiculously simple, but it works like magic. One gentleman told me he used to lose his keys at least once a week. He'd spend 20 minutes pacing the house, muttering under his breath and blaming his poor dog for hiding them. Then he got himself a little ceramic bowl by the door. He said, "Now I only lose time when I forget my glasses." But that's another story. Landing zones do more than simply reduce clutter. They keep people sane. Imagine being able to locate your keys, the remote control, and the mail for the day until you're ready to sort it. No more playing detective while aimlessly wandering the house. The finest part comes next. These landing areas do not have to be elaborate. One woman I know keeps her keys in a bright red plastic bowl. She claimed that she chose red because, even if I couldn't see wrinkles in the mirror anymore, I can definitely see that bowl from the other side of the room. Realistic and infallible. Ultimately, seniors living in clean homes aren't pressuring themselves to be more orderly than the rest of us. All they're doing is creating small systems to capture the junk before it gets out of control. Setting up these landing zones also makes it feel more like dropping things in their home than cleaning. 5. The bed rule is what they abide by. I'll share a small secret with you. It is rare for elderly people who maintain a clean house to neglect making their beds. They're not doing hotel military crisp corner perfection, by the way. No, it's not that complicated. It's all about getting off to a fast start. A veteran educator recently told me, making the bed is like shaking hands with the day. You greet it properly and it treats you better. And you know what? She is correct. 1. The largest area in your bedroom is occupied by the bed. When it's disorganized, the entire space appears disorganized. However, when it's tidy, the entire space feels in control, even if the nightstand is a touch disorganized. The humorous portion comes next. Many of the older males I've spoken to will confess that they no longer care about tucked corners. It looks respectable enough. And I'm not standing there fumbling with fitted sheets, according to one widower, who smiled and said, "I just throw the blanket over like I'm covering a birdcage." That's what makes it so beautiful. Perfection is not necessary. All you need is organization. There's more to this than that. Making the bed is more than just keeping the bed clean for a lot of elderly people. It has to do with rhythm. It marks the beginning of the day. Without it, the day kind of floats. It's a ritual that says, okay, I'm up. I'm moving. Life is happening. You're anchored with it. In actuality, the bed rule is about headspace more than cleaning. You immediately grant yourself a minor triumph. And believe me, you'll be shocked at how it affects the rest of the day once you've mastered it. 6. They maintain easy access to cleaning supplies. This one is ingenious, and to be honest, it's the reason why some elderly people's homes appear immaculate, while others always look like they're in the middle of a renovation. The neat ones don't keep their cleaning supplies in a secret cupboard that requires a map to access. In every room of the house, they keep them close by, acting as miniature ally. I recall going to see an 80-year-old family friend. She had a pack of disinfecting wipes beneath the coffee table, a dustpan behind the couch, and a little roll of paper towels in the bathroom cupboard. She wasn't lazy, saying, "Honey, if I have to walk all the way to the laundry room for a rag, that spill's just going to live here until next week." I questioned her why she scattered them around that way. She was grounded. It's true that out of sight means out of mind. The trick is that the friction is eliminated by seniors who maintain a tidy home. They already have the equipment on hand to clean up any spill in 2 seconds. The wipe is right there if you spill on the counter. There are popcorn crumbs on the couch. A small Hoover nearby. No argument in the back of your mind. No putting it off, and no, "I'll do it later." I came across a YouTube remark from a man who claimed to even keep a feather duster beside his recliner when he watches television. During commercials, he dusts the shelves around him without paying attention. The great thing about this tactic is that it makes cleaning seem effortless. He joked, "My wife thinks I'm fidgeting." Really? I'm running a cleaning empire from the recliner. You don't schedule time for cleaning. The answer is literally there. So you just deal with issues as they arise. It has nothing to do with discipline. It all comes down to having the intelligence to simplify cleaning. Therefore, keep in mind that there is no magic or secret scrubbing involved when you enter the houses of elderly people who always appear to be ready for company. It's accessible tools, established routines, and small changes that add up to something greater. 7. They view cleaning as an activity rather than a burden. This is a perspective change that transforms everything. Cleaning is not viewed as a punishment by the elderly who appear to have immaculate homes. They view it as a means of maintaining physical activity. They think, hey, that's a little workout for my shoulders, rather than, gah, I have to mop again. I once met a retired mailman who remarked, "I gave up the gym years ago. Now I vacuum instead." He wasn't joking. Pushing the Hoover around, he joked, was like walking an obstinate puppy indoors. When he was done, his carpets were immaculate. He had walked a few hundred steps, and he had perspired a little. In actuality, many elders view cleaning as a double-duty task. Cleaning the counters turns into a wrist workout. Squats include picking up socks. Dusting the top shelf is a stretch that helps you maintain your shoulder flexibility. You have to bend, pull, and reach even when making the bed, which keeps your joints working. This is ingenious because it incorporates exercise into your day without requiring you to plan it. While not everyone has the energy to run around the block, it is possible to fold laundry while standing rather than sitting. You may get a little workout by sweeping the porch rather than letting the leaves pile up. To be honest, Cleaning is much more enjoyable when viewed as movement. I was told by one woman that she dances while cleaning the counters. She essentially uses her mop as a dance partner. She chuckled and declared, "The day I stop waltzing with my Swiffer is the day I'm gone." Cleaning becomes not just tolerable but even enjoyable when one adopts this mentality. Therefore, don't assume that seniors who have immaculate homes are simply well-behaved housekeepers. Many of them are just viewing every minor chore as an opportunity to maintain their strength and flexibility. The subscription is free, and it's a house gym rather than chores. 8. Their cleaning is adequate. This is a lifesaver because, let's face it, unless they lost a wager, no one over 60 is using a toothbrush to scrub grout. Seniors who maintain a clean home over time know when to say good enough. Their dwellings aren't necessarily disorganized, though. It indicates that they no longer believe everything should be as shiny as a showroom. She's accurate when she says, "If my floors are crumb-free and the restroom doesn't smell like a bus station, then I'm good. Nobody's eating off my floor anyhow." Sufficiently clean to be comfortable. Clean enough to make you feel at ease. The sweet place is there. You're wasting your energy on perfection that only you notice if you go above and beyond that. Seniors who keep their homes clean are aware of their priorities. They clean the counters, but they don't care if a small smear remains. Instead of squatting on their hands and knees with a magnifying glass, they sweep the kitchen. One father claimed that he used to worry about water stains on his bathroom mirror, but one day he decided that smudge-free enough was his new standard after his daughter informed him, "Dad, if people are coming over to judge your mirror, they're not your friends." This is where the good enough mindset shines. You are released from burnout. The small, everyday chores are more likely to be completed when perfection is not your goal, so they don't seem overpowering. Their homes feel welcoming because you're not thinking, "Oh, no, this has to look flawless." Instead, you're thinking, "Hey, 5 minutes and it's fine." Despite their imperfections, they are serene. They don't appear magazine-staged. They appear well-maintained and lived in. And isn't it what the majority of us desire? A home that is cozy and inviting rather than cold and draining. Therefore, keep in mind the advice of clean home elders the next time you're cleaning the counter, and you notice that one obstinate streak. Life is too short to chase phantom dust bunnies, so shrug, grin, and say, "That's good enough." 9. They guard their entrance. The doorway is one area of the house that subtly determines how clean the rest of it seems. The entrance door is guarded like a fortress by elderly people who always appear to have clean homes. Why? Because all of the mess enters through it. Dirt from cardboard boxes, shoes, junk mail, and sporadic grocery bags that are never completely stored. You might save headaches throughout the entire house by clearing the debris by the gate. According to a retired farmer, he has a rule. No exceptions. Shoes be taken removed at the door. And believe me when I say that his carpets look like new. I spent my life tracking mud across fields. I'll be damned if I track it across my carpet. The only cleaning supplies are a shoe rack and a doormat. Another senior I knew had a basket for mail, a tray for shoes, hooks for her coat and hat, and what she termed her drop zone right inside the door. Before they even reached the kitchen, boxes were disassembled and packages were opened there. I stop it in its tracks when she stated, "I know cardboard will live in my living room for 3 days if I let it pass the threshold." Being strict isn't the point. You have to be smart. It spreads like wildfire if you allow the clutter, paper, and filth to accumulate near the entrance. However, containing it there immediately gives the rest of the house a sense of control. Additionally, there is a humorous side benefit. You won't feel ashamed when someone stops by suddenly if your entryway is neat. When a neighbor knocks and you're kicking away 3 pairs of trainers and using your foot to conceal unopened mail, it's a stressful situation that no one enjoys. Even if you were in your pajamas 5 minutes ago, a tidy doorway gives you that cool, "Oh, I wasn't expecting company, but sure, come on" in confidence. 10. They have a closing shift at the end of the day. The crown diamond habit comes next. Seniors who maintain a tidy home view the end of the day as a sort of closing shift, similar to how restaurants close at night. They don't keep unwashed dishes in the sink like phantoms, ready to frighten them in the morning. They don't leave the living room with the appearance of a yard sale gone wild. To wake up to peace rather than pandemonium, they reset the area for 10 or 15 minutes. As one kind woman put it, "It's like snuggling her house into bed." "It's not just about cleanliness," she said. "I get the house ready for rest too, just like I wash my face and put on pajamas. That way, we both start the morning fresh." I love that. It's about mental tranquility. It doesn't take long, to be honest. Put the remote control in its proper place, clean the counters, fill the dishwasher, fluff the pillows on the couch, and perhaps take out the garbage. Boom. Finished. Perfection is not necessary. All you need is a reset. It's similar to hanging the kitchen sign. Business is closed. One widower I know was really receptive to this concept. After his wife died, he claimed that his evening routine was what kept him sane. Knowing that he would wake up to a fresh start the next day, he would shut off the kitchen, turn down the lights, and relax in his recliner with a cup of tea. What's even more shocking is that he stated, "It's not just about cleaning. It's about telling myself, I made it through today and tomorrow I get to start fresh." The dreadful morning overwhelm is avoided with that small closure shift. You are familiar with the sensation of your day feeling heavy before it has even begun when you get up and see the dishes from the previous night, papers on the table, and pillows all over the place. Seniors who live in clean homes avoid that entirely. Every night, they treat themselves to a peaceful morning. The interesting thing is that it feels strange not to do it once you've done it a few times. Many seniors I've spoken to have expressed that they are unable to unwind until their closing shift is over. It's a part of their daily routine, similar to cleaning their teeth. There you have it then. The 10 regular routines followed by elderly people who maintain spotless homes. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing taxing on the back. Simply clever small habits that add up to houses that always feel cozy and welcoming. This is where the true lesson lies. You don't have to completely change your life all at once. Take one first. Perhaps you try the fast closing shift before bed tonight, or you try the bed rule tomorrow. You'll be shocked at how those small adjustments affect your entire day. And listen, please remember to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a friend who might benefit from it if you like this and would like more helpful, positive advice on living well, especially as we age. Because perfection isn't the goal of a clean home. It has to do with peace. And a bit more of that would be beneficial to all of us.